JZX's new home. Oh yes! Oh, look at that! I think they're very nice. Good morning, you absolutely beautiful subscribers. Welcome back to another epic Monky episode. Following on from the previous episode, I've got the Brian James trailer in tow with the JZX Mark II on board. I've also got a whole host of Corolla G6R parts on board as well. Main port of call today is to take the JZX up to the boys. They are pretty excited to see it, especially Adrian, Tom and Andy. They've been sort of saying on Instagram they're quite stoked that it's coming down. I'll also show you guys what's been going down with the E11, and if we get a couple of spare hours today, we'll no doubt do a few bits. Main aim with the JZX is to pretty much just finish it off. It's not actually that far, it doesn't need a huge amount of stuff. Needless to say, some pretty exciting stuff coming up. Main idea is to kind of just get me back out on track, or really just get the car running, because you guys haven't actually seen it being driven on the road yet, so that's really the main aim. Once the car is actually running, the idea is to get a bit of seat time and see if we can kind of get John doing a few more cheeky nuggets. Anyway, enough rambling. I will see you guys down at Fensport in a bit. Fensport, here we are. I'm like a kid at a candy shop every time I get here. SW20 MR2, R32 GCR. That does look pretty nice actually. I remember Tom said he was mapping that the other day. Nice looking car. Obviously you guys saw the GC4 and the Yaris before. Whee! Nice to see you, geezer.
You too.
JZX100 Chaser. Pretty cool. Very, very clean looking as well. Fensport, baby. Turn the old van off. Oh. Before we start doing any bits and bobs, we're just going to check out some of the cars in the car park, because I know a lot of you guys love all these Toyota delights. I love these air intakes, man. It makes the car look so aggressive. Oh, look at that! Monky sticker. Pretty cool, nice little TRD, Sunstrip, Recaro interior. What's the mileage on it? 69,000. God, yeah, that is literally nothing, man. They almost look like those special edition Starlet seats they did. Do you remember the Recaro ones? Lovely car this, and amazing how sort of they're really small inside, aren't they? Ah, famous man once again.
Mate, how are
I'll
you?
try and not fanboy you too much today.
Oh, you're all right. We're friends now.
Yes.
We know each other now.
A quick little look inside. Crazy, there's just such limited space, isn't there?
They're not the most exciting things to work on.
No.
Andy's got it down to a T. Andy doesn't mind. He pretty much just drops the engine for absolutely everything, because
It's just so much easier.
It's just so much easier.
Stock turbo but hybrid?
Yeah, so CT, a revision of some description, putting a link ECU on it, CAN Lambda, those kind of things, take it out, tune it. It's a forged engine. I'm not sure who's done it, but just going to go over, give it all a good check over, and get it running for properly for the guy, because it's still on stock ECU. So
okay, lovely looking quad lights on this as well. They're quite sort of skyline. It's very, very clean, isn't it? All the brakes are all mint, all the calipers are all freshly painted.
yeah, the guy definitely looks after his car.
Next on the agenda, not a Toyota, but an absolutely savage beast nonetheless. Beautiful looking R32 GTR. Tom's just going to start her up. RB26, it is such a nice sounding engine, man. Lots of Defi gauges inside. What's the controller, Tom? Is that for the mapping?
Yeah, that's the wideband Lambda, yeah, so just have that into the tuning. Just been doing the method dependent mapping on it, just put Aquavist HMS V3 on it. So.
Sick, man. Stock intake, was that custom?
Stock intake, twin turbos, injector dynamics 1050X injectors.
Roughly what sort of horsepower?
Well, before he brought it to me, when I tuned it originally, I'd done loads of work on this before I originally put the link and stuff on it. Did 506, I think, something like that.
Okay, so decent. You've got a little bit of mapping left to do, but once you're done, maybe take it for a little drive?
Yep, go out there, just pop out.
Really, really nice looking Chaser, but I think with the blue with the chrome, it does look really nice. What brakes are those as well? Massive calipers.
Supra JZX.
Ah, the Supra brakes. Quite a popular conversion with the old JZX. Gandor mirrors. Oh, mate, if he's not looking, can we just half-inch these, please? They're like 700 quid.
Are they real Gandors though? All right.
Oh, look at that nice little Nardi steering wheel. Standard interior. Quite nice.
It's actually pretty clean, tidy.
Extended front wings. We've also got slightly wider rear over fenders, really nice and clean. Obviously 1JZ VVTi, the later 1JZ.
Hybrid turbo from Midlands Turbos. I think he basically said it's GTX 3071 compressor wheel. We've got some 550 injectors to go in it and stuff like that. So these are actually very, very easy to tune, you know, from their base horsepower figure. Yeah. Getting them up to 400 is possible on a stock turbo. Hybrid turbo is 450, you can just about squeeze 500 if you really push them.
Nice to see such a clean JZX100 or JZX in general.
We found an engine cover. I'm not sure if we think engine cover with or without. I mean, for now it's disgusting, but we're kind of planning take all the rocker cover off, take all the inlet off, clean everything up, and then initially I was thinking just like a normal nice high shine size silver, and silver for the rocker cover, so it just looks like a fresh factory unit. Yeah, man. Bit of a temporary mock-up so we can see what mounts and stuff we've got in the shed that we're going to work. Gearbox mount with a little bit of ovulation on the holes was pretty much a direct fit. Front and rear mounts, we'll lift it up in a minute and show you those. Again, pretty much a direct fit. Dave's done a bit of work on the engine side mount. So we started doing some fabrication on this. We extended the side out, changed where the mounting points are. This is the only one we've actually had to do some fabrication on. The guys at SJ Autosport, Sam and Jack, make that off the shelf. You can buy it for I think 40 quid. Okay, cool. For that mount. So if you want to do one of these conversions and you haven't got access to a welder and it's a little bit harder for you, you can actually buy some of the off the shelf parts. They've done a few of these conversions. Yeah.
They have actually offered me a aluminium bonnet.
Have they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
cool.
They've got a G6R good condition aluminium bonnet, which I'll probably grab from them at some point.
Yeah, for
this
sure.
one is quite heavy. What was quite mad as well when we bought it, Tom, was that the lads didn't want to drive this because he was embarrassed about driving it. But it's weird because when I was 18, I had a Starlet EP91 exactly the same colour and I loved it.
Yeah, well imagine if you had an EP91 and it got 2ZZ in it.
So. I'd have been dead. The car is now up in the air. It's actually surprisingly quite a lot of room.
Yeah, there is. It's almost like it was made for it, to be honest. I mean, sump sits almost perfectly in line with a cross member. There's plenty of room around here. You know, you can get to all the bell housing bolts if you need to do a clutch on it. How easy it was to get the mounts and everything in. Oh yeah. Them are just stock mounts. At most, the front and rear mount and this side mount just had a bit of slot in the bolt holes. That's absolutely it.
And they're actually quite thick. I mean, they're actually noticeably thicker than the old ones, aren't they?
Yeah.
Next up, we're just going to show you guys the difference between the new brakes and the old. So that's the stock disc, and that's obviously the larger T-Sport one. You can see it's notably a little bit wider.
Yeah, calipers bigger. You can take bigger pads and everything else. So, you know, it's made for the car the engine came from. It's a heavier car. It's had that engine in it. So for this, they're going to be a hell of an upgrade to this car. They'll stop it really nice. Yeah. Maybe find some nice. What have we got for these, Tim? Black diamond.
Yeah, black diamond.
Maybe get some nice black diamond discs, some Predator pads in there. It'll be nice for the daily and track days.
And arguably the car's actually a little bit lighter than a T-Sport as well, so the brakes are going to be a little bit better.
It should be quite a bit lighter than a T-Sport.
Yeah, cool. Right, Andy's got the old exhaust, just to give you guys an idea of literally how thin it is, a proper pea shooter. What are we thinking size? Because obviously it's not a turbo car, we do need to try and retain some sort of back pressure.
We're going to do very, very similar to what the stock T-Sport would have done, so it'll probably be 2.5 inch all the way through.
Julia does get tailgaters when she's on the roads.
Yeah, it's a bit more fun playing with. I can't do it.
Right, the sexual innuendos are worse than the scouts. Rear brakes are actually going to work out in a sec. Obviously we're still running drums, which are ideal for doing a handy B, but not ideal for braking force. So yeah, we're now going to pop into the van and go and get all the G6R bits. Calipers, G6R front bumper, side skirts, 6 horsepower per belt on top.
Exactly.
I can't be recording. He's not giving that to you recording, surely.
Never raced or rallies, no walls fell on them.
Oh, look at the camber.
Perfect.
If you're wondering who that stellar camera work was, Mr. Tim. Legend, man. So this is all of the bits that we salvaged off the G6R. Do you know I actually got offered 200 quid for these belts?
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Definitely need a bit of a wet vacuum, and there's some bricks down the back there if you look. That's part of the wall. And you were saying one of the headlights.
That would be Tim.
No condensation, that'll clean up nicely, job done.
As you guys can see, the bumper is in pretty good nick, and the most important bit that we've got is the front splitter, which are extremely rare. I did actually manage to find one, but the guy wanted 300 quid for it, which I said no to. Side skirts are here. All the clips on this one, and then all the clips for the other one are inside the bag. The same year.
Oh, T77, T78.
God, they were pretty close.
It's the progression.
Yeah. First thing we're going to do today on Little Rolo is just start removing the rear anti-roll bar, measuring the thickness difference.
15mm to 19mm. In the anti-roll bar world, going from 15 to 90mm anti-roll bar is a huge upgrade.
Massive, yeah. We're going to fit the rear anti-roll bar. Front one is the same. All we might just end up doing is replacing some of the bushes with some polyurethane. Drop links undone. Next up we've got the little D-bush up here, just a couple of 12mm bolts. We're actually just going to try and remove the drop links and the D-bushes to see if we can kind of shimmy it out without removing the fuel tank. There we go, that's the drop link. I'm mad to think they're plastic. It looks close. If you guys look up there, it kind of goes right underneath the fuel tank. Next up, we're just starting to undo the, well, all the ancillaries for the fuel tank. So Andy's just undoing the breather pipe. Fuel tank is now dropped. There she goes. Nice one, Andy. One super thin anti-roll bar. We've got some new bushes.
Some new Super Pro bad boys. I had to go hunting these, and I think these are the right ones.
Definitely a nice upgrade over our stock rubbery ones.
Squidgy boys.
Yeah.
They look correct.
Yeah, they look spot on there.
That'll work nicely.
Yeah, nice one, Tom. Thicker anti-roll bar is going in. There we go. Our brake disc for the roller.
Check out that for a bit of advertising.
Oh, look at that! Max Power Awards! Look at this! Mate, that is pimp. Black Diamond. They're still quite a popular make, aren't they?
Very recently, they've gone absolutely mad again.
Look at that. They are pucker.
Living the dream with these.
Yeah, man. Black Diamond's really sort of harping back to that Max Power era, isn't it? It's really old school.
I think they look slightly better.
Yes, they're going to look pimp. Rear anti-roll bar is now in place. Next up, I'm going to start removing the calipers so we can just fit these discs on. Bear in mind, we haven't cleaned or painted the calipers yet. We will be doing this at some point. Red adds horsepower, but I like the stealth of black.
Yeah, red's a little bit cheese, isn't it? Considering the rest of the car's supposed to be fairly slippery, then I think I'm just black. Just a nice, clean satin black on them. So it's true, he does actually work a spanner.
If you really know me, you'll know I used to be a technician. I very stupidly forgot to take the rear hubs off the car, which means we can't currently do the rear brake disc conversion. Yeah, I'm pretty stupid.
Handy cable ties for you to hang with. I've seen from your Volvo video that you're pretty keen for a cable tie.
Thank you, sir.
I'm just going to watch you struggle. I've got no intention of helping you here whatsoever.
I'm alright. I think they're very nice. I've got my eye on you. Why don't sort of manufacturers all do them in black? Because it kind of doesn't stand out quite as much. Also important to make sure you've got the right wheel nuts, because these stock OEM Toyota rims are flat flush, aren't they?
Once you get the calipers all cleaned up and painted in a nice stealth black, it's all going to be black and hidden behind there, and no one will know about the big beefs that hide beneath.
Gonna go onto the other side now and do exactly the same again. Right, caliper is back on. Left hand side is now done. Looking nice and clean. Right, so that's the front brake disc done. I think next up we're gonna tackle the front anti-roll bar and start fitting the new D-bushes. We'll take this little bar, get this bar out of the way, then we can drop those bolts and then remove the D-bushes.
Supposed to do that.
What are you looking at, Tom? Andy's just put a little bit of lube.
I just greased up my bush.
Right. Front brakes are all good. Rear anti-roll bar is in place, and obviously we've just done the bushes on the front anti-roll bar. The rear brakes.
Can't do anything with them because of you.
I'm an idiot. That's all the little bits finished on the Rolo. Next episode we'll be doing all the fabrication stuff. That's going to be exciting. What do you think, Adrian?
Yeah, I think it's really good. Sits
Sits
in there a treat, yeah.
You're about to see my JZX for the
looking
first
forward to that.
ever time.
Yes, looking forward to seeing that for the first time and hope to get a drive in it soon
Yeah,
and
man.
see what we can do to make it
Rapid.
even faster.
Should we go and have a look?
Yeah, let's go.
How's my driving, Adrian?
Well, there's room for improvement.
JZX's new home. The JZX is happy because it's like, look at all these Toyotas around me. This is my place. Go.
Oh, look at that.
And Turbo's not actually particularly that big. I think Andy and Power Vehicles was kind of using it for sort of small to medium sized tracks.
More responsive.
We've got HKS cams, HKS pulleys.
How much power does it run?
It was, I think, around about 550-ish.
Right, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
You can lift the car up with a crane.
You literally could tow the car in that, couldn't you? It's proper chunky. There's a misconception with drifting that you don't need grip, which is maybe true when you're learning, but when you get to this kind of level, you need to have a huge amount of grip to keep the speed up.
Yes, that's right. As we've said, you could have a poor car that will slide at say 60 miles an hour. We want to make a good car that will take the same corner sideways but at 90 miles an hour. So much grip as possible. Leave the drifting up to the pros.
Wow, you say pro, but I will certainly try my best for you, sir. Adrian and Tom are already tackling the car. What are you guys doing, man?
Try and get it running.
You want to start it up? Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened because obviously we had the dash out to do the cage, but I think maybe some of the loom hasn't been evidently plugged back in.
Has anyone tried?
I have, yeah. I was starting it with a jump pack, just using that lead.
So you put battery power into it and it wouldn't fire?
No, it just wouldn't even turn over. Just gonna see if we can get the... Oh, yes! Oh, it's got it started! Yeah.
Responsive.
Sounds good, doesn't it? If you guys look down here, this is actually the old ECU, or this is the current ECU we're running. So we've got an F-Con Gold, which is pretty old. And then we've got a V-Manage, which I believe controls the VVTi.
That wasn't me, that was him.
Adrian loves it, man. Obviously, we're going to go ECU Master Black.
I thought he was going looking for a job.
Rev her up. If you guys were wondering who owns this beautiful yellow GT4, it is
That would be me.
this man here. And you have promised me a cheeky little review.
You can go for a drive in it
Cool, man.
when I take the not a chaser down the road.
Yeah, I have promised Andy you can take the JZX for a little spin, so absolutely agree, man. It does sound good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's quite responsive. Does need a little bit of tuning down low.
Yeah.
You'll feel a few little dead spots in there.
Quite a
But
bit misfire,
I'm
isn't
sure
it?
we'll get rid of that.
The fact that Adrian's smiling and says he loves it is making me a happy man. Lucky JZX as well, being at home with these very beautiful 100s. We've got a wicked treat for you guys. Tom's going to be taking me out in the R32 GTR. I miss the feeling of these like four-wheel drive cars with big power.
Yeah,
they are crazy.
It's the party piece of these twins as well. They just come on so fast.
It's so responsive. Super responsive, man. And super pop and banging.
Yeah, got a pop to the low boost 1 bar.
Mate, this car is actual sex. Oh man, I want this car, man. I don't know about you guys in the audience. I mean, feel free to let us know below what your favourite Skyline is. But for me personally, 32 GTR is my favourite one.
32 all the way. I've got some 34 customers that will be a bit upset by that, but 32 all the way for me.
That was cool though. Thanks for taking us out in the car, Tom. Mr. Tom, absolute legend.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, man. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed that cheeky little second episode. Next episode is going to be exciting as far as the Corolla goes.
Yeah, we'll get you back on the spanners. We'll have the engine and everything out, go over some more bits and make it a little bit nicer for people to understand the mechanics and see what's really gone into building the car.
And then, yeah, obviously in the next couple of weeks we're going to be kind of speaking together behind the scenes and discussing all the bits we're going to be doing to the JZX.
Yeah, there's a lot to go through on the JZX. Yeah, we'll give it a check over everything, get you back, we'll go through everything, try and make a solid plan and probably take some advice and ideas from the audience as well.
Like Tom said, if you guys want to put any input, feel free to chuck any comments. We're always kind of reading the comment section. I hope you guys enjoyed this cheeky little video. We have an immense amount of content coming up with these legends.
Really do. Lots and lots of content.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys are going to stick around to watch it.